Hi viewers, welcome to See the Stories on a 3-hour news show. Now, but before we jump into our discussion today, let me ask Rory about his habit of drinking coffee, because I've worked with him a couple of times, of course, and he's always drinking coffee. So, how many cups of coffee have you had today, Rory?
Okay, so we're discussing about having coffee, not about flossing.
Yes,
like on
not flossing.
Like on Friday,
Today
right?
is about coffee.
Right, so
How many
today I've got 3 cups already.
3 cups already?
The maximum number of cups is 4.
4, okay, so you have 1 more left for today.
1 more left, but I don't think I will drink it tonight because I need, to get well rested.
Oh.
So what about you? Do you drink coffee?
I am not a coffee drinker, but that's why I'm here, because I want to learn more about coffee. Now,
Let's intoxicate her to drink coffee.
Okay, no. Caffeinated her.
caffeinated her. All right, talking about coffee, our guest today will explain more about Indonesian coffee and the World Coffee Event Indonesia 2025. Now let's welcome Daryanto Witarsa from the Specialty Coffee Association of Indonesia. Hello, thank you so much for being here.
Welcome to our studio, Yanto.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah. All right, so SEAI stands for Specialty Coffee Association of Indonesia. When was SEAI established, and can you tell us a little bit more about the stories behind it?
Okay, so SEAI was initiated in 2008.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was a bunch of community coffee enthusiasts and cafe owners maybe. So first started, and then they also have exporters, because I think back then the only association that was established back then was only the associations of export coffee Indonesia, which is called AIKI. So people wants to have a mainstream. It's not really mainstream, but the downstream was the export stuff, but they want to have more specialty coffee line. So those people initiate that associations, and that's how it started back then.
Right. So I just read an article that Indonesia is actually the 3rd biggest producer of coffee, right? After Brazil and after Vietnam. So Indonesia sits at number 3.
Actually, we are at number 4.
Oh, number 4 nowadays. So who's number 3?
So number 1 is gonna be Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, and Indonesia.
Right. So we've got Colombia as number
Colombia.
2, right? So about the your organization vision, does it have something to do with like improving Indonesia's ranking in terms of coffee production in the world, or do you want to introduce Indonesian coffee even more to the world?
I think we go, okay, so both are 2 different ways, right? Now you want to produce a higher quality beans, or you want to produce more.
Right.
Of course, nowadays with the missions of the presidents and everything, so they want everything to be more quality, because when you sell products that has a better quality, you will have a value added. So prices increases and everything, so you don't compete with the commodity prices, because coffee prices over the years has been very fluctuative. But if you have a better cup of beans, you have a better quality of beans, you can sell the coffee at a higher price.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't need to produce the most, but if you can produce the highest quality, then that will bring in more revenue to the
like
state.
for example, coffee from Ethiopia. So it is well known for produce a high quality coffee beans, even though it produces less coffee than Indonesia, but in terms of revenue, they are doing more.
That's why we find Ethiopian coffee in all Starbucks chains worldwide.
Yes.
Right.
All right, so that's the SEAI's vision and mission. But we did mention earlier about the World Coffee Event Indonesia 2025, which means that's next year. So can you provide an overview of this event? It seems like this is something big.
So World Coffee Event is an annual event that always held in 2 different cities. So for example, they have one in the United States, and then they have one in Europe and one in Asia. So they do it every year. They will just keep moving places.
Okay.
So this is going to be the first time the World of Coffee event will be held in Asia, which is this year. It is going to be in Busan.
Okay.
And then last year, I got a chance with Kementerian BUMN and the whole team. We pitched to hold the next World Coffee event in Jakarta or Indonesia. So my pitch to them was, hey, like all these coffee events has been going around into we kind of say it like consumer countries, like the United States, in Europe and everything. So I think it's good for us to pitch where this event should be brought back to the origins. So Indonesia bring the 4th largest producer coffee in the world. So I pitched that to them, and they were interested. And yeah, and now I think we are still ongoing talks.
Okay.
We are gonna sign the MOU soon.
Right.
So it's gonna be 2025 in Jakarta.
Out of curiosity, Yani, you are not a coffee drinker, but you love vodka, right? So, but are you excited about the event in 2025?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's something as a coffee in good spirit now.
yeah.
Yeah, why not?
It's going to be a big event, and like you
Yeah.
said, it'll be the first time in Asia, and it's going to be
So
in Jakarta.
basically, the event is gonna be, as usual, a big expo. People from all over the world will have their products here, coffee machines, and everything. And then we're also gonna have a World Barista competitions.
Oh,
So
wow.
where all the baristas from all over the world come to Jakarta to compete, and they will be crowned the World Barista champion.
Right. So, what is the main focus of this event, though? Is it to introduce Indonesian coffee, or what?
For us, yes, because being held in Indonesia, us being one of the origins of coffee productions. But on the other hand, we are not only producing our coffee, good quality coffee, but we also have a world champion barista.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the chance for us to showcase that, hey, we also have green bean, we have roasted beans, and we also have coffee talents.
And talking about beans, we've got several types of beans here on
Yeah.
our table in studio. So we've got green beans
Yeah.
and roasted
Roasted
beans.
beans, yeah.
What differentiates between these two?
Okay, so basically in Indonesia, we produce around 700 to 800,000 of metric tons of coffee every year.
Yeah.
700,000 tons, yeah. So there are two types of coffee here.
Right.
One Robusta and one Arabica.
Yeah.
Robusta mostly produced commercially. This
See,
is where all your coffee sachets and everything came from.
Robusta.
And 70% we produce Robustas on the lower elevations of productions.
Okay.
This is where most of our coffee are grown. And then we have the Arabica. Arabica produce about 30 to 40%
Okay.
of the total productions, and we mostly export these to America, like the Starbucks, like those people who drink. So one a cheaper one, more commercialized, and one is the more expensive one with value added.
So Arabica is actually more value added than the...
Yes. So it could cost double or triple. Depends on the quality.
Right.
Yeah. So you want to produce more Arabica, so we can have more revenues.
Nice.
But it's harder to produce Arabica.
Right, so that is one of the focuses of this event as well. Not only introducing Indonesian coffee, but also how to sell more, especially
Yes.
the higher grade ones,
Yes.
the Arabica ones.
Yes.
Now, you did mention that at this event there will be a world champion barista,
Yes.
right? Is that the one that makes it in Jakarta will be different than the other one, like in the States and in Europe? Is that the one thing that makes it different, or can you tell us other things that make this one in 2025?
The
in Jakarta
competition
will be-
is the same.
Okay.
It's just like soccer, right? You have World Cup every 4 years, and then you have all the good soccer players, or you have all the baristas competing. So from each of the champion nations, they will come to Jakarta and to compete.
Okay.
But for us is to bring the community, to bring the hype, to bring everything, so people will pay attention more towards coffee. But if you look now, even our own competition itself, like the nationals, our national winners, actually, we are ranked somewhere top in the world. So for roasting, so how you make from green bean to roasted beans, we are currently the world champion. So
Wow.
last year we competed in Taiwan, and we are the world number 1 in the world for roasting.
For roasting.
So the best roaster in the world
It's
come from
here.
Indonesia.
Amazing.
Right.
And then we have another one. We have the Barista Championship,
Yeah.
where you need to make espresso, cappuccinos. We are ranked. We are the finalists. We are ranked 4th in the world. So I think in 2019, one of our baristas competed,
Yeah.
and he was number 4th in the world.
Wow, that's
The-
And we have coffee good spirit, where you have vodkas, whiskey mixed with coffee, like bartender.
Yeah.
We are ranked 3 in the world, 3rd in the world.
Oh.
So Indonesia not only producing good quality of coffee, but we also producing good amount of talents.
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
Will there be a competition for latte art? Because
Yes.
Robbie likes
Wow.
latte
She
art.
hits back. No worries. Because I'm actually a good cappuccino maker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll show you later.
Of course.
But most of the time, my friends would laugh at my creation.
But like
Instead of
Rosettas,
appreciate, they would laugh at my creation. It's very bad, I have to say. Right. So, who is your target audience for this event, the big event next year?
Of course, we will have multinationals, coffee players from all over the world.
Yeah.
But since this is going to be the first in Southeast Asia, I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be an eye-opener for everyone out there. Because for me, we have a message to send that, hey, we are currently one of the big leaders in coffee in Southeast Asia.
Is this the first time for Indonesia to host such an event?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
First in Southeast Asia.
First in Southeast
Yeah.
Asia. Nice.
That means everyone from Southeast Asia can come
Exactly.
and experience
Yeah, yeah.
this event.
And they will come to Jakarta. This is
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we talked about the special, not only the competitions, but can you
Yeah.
tell us if there will be special sessions or workshops that the participants can join in? Because as a just coming into the event, like maybe I can take some workshops or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
will
yeah.
there be?
Usually during those World Coffee events, we don't only showcase exhibitors' products, but we also have, like you call it, like a conferences, symposiums, so like people can learn about coffee. Most of the stuff, like people discuss about sustainability. They have a discussion forum about that. So during that one whole week of event,
Yeah.
of course you have a different multiples event going on. For sure, you have conferences, you have the exhibitions, and you have the competitions.
Right.
So all those 3 or 5 events combined together make that one whole week event.
So you previously mentioned that Indonesia is the 4th biggest
Yes.
producer. Which area produced the best coffee in Indonesia?
Okay, for Arabica, mostly on the North Sumatra belt.
Okay.
So where you go all the way from Medan up to Aceh Gayo.
Okay.
And
That's
then
for
the
Arabica, yeah?
Arabica. The Robusta is going to be on the, you call it like Lampung, Palembang area, Lahat, like those lower side
So
of
Sumatra is still the biggest producers in
Yes,
Indonesia.
yes.
With the higher position of the province, it produces the more high value.
Not higher province, but mostly on the elevations. Because
Okay.
land in
Above the-
Lampung, Palembang area, they're mostly about 800 to 1,000 above sea level. But where you see places like in Lake Toba, Aceh Gayo, Takengon, you go up to 1,300 to 1,800 above sea level. So the elevations
Oh, the
play a big
elevation
part.
of the land. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you see in West Java area, you have mix of Arabica and Robusta. But over the years, the West Java belt produce a very good amount of Arabica coffee. Pangalengan, all those area. Then you have Sulawesi.
Yep.
Toraja area produce a very good coffees. What else? Yeah, NTT. NTT and Papua.
Nice.
Okay. One more question about the event that will take place
Yeah.
in 2025. We know it's going to be in Indonesia. We know it's going to be in Jakarta. But where is the venue? Can you tell us?
It's not really a secret, but we
Okay.
are still looking for a few venues. In Jakarta, there are not many venues for big
big
events.
exhibition.
Maybe that 1, 2, 3. So I'm still confirming one of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's post the general election anyway, so you won't have to compete with all the presidential candidates.
I know.
All right, so is there any message you'd like to convey to the audience about this event next year? Why this matters for Indonesia and why our audience really pay attention to this event and look forward to it?
So let's talk from SEAI first. Yeah, I mean, us being an associations, we are not that really big, massive associations, but small little things that we are doing every day, we make a small impacts for the farmers, for the baristas. So what we want to do is the whole ecosystem will be benefited from each of the events that we are doing, and hopefully, with the World of Coffee events that coming to Jakarta, this will boost the whole coffee industry to the next level. So people from all over the world, people from Australia, from Japan, from America can come to Indonesia to see the real potential of Indonesian coffee.
All right, so we'll continue our talk later after the break, but we have to take a break for the moment, but please don't go anywhere because we will see you again right after the break. Don't go anywhere.